This video will go over a variation of the build that Gilthanes used to solve this map. This is a monkless build that uses a DPS Huntress instead. So you'll be using a DPS Huntress, a Trapping Huntress with the Elemental Chaos Uber, a Frosty Apprentice, and a Walling Squire. This will be my kind of variation on it. It's not exactly how he does this, but it's similar and it spawned from his stream. So I will start with the wall placement. The wall placement is the same as how I do it in my other videos. For me, that's one of the differences. First wall goes here on this splotch right there. This one goes in line with that flower on the left. And this wall goes with the right strut on that rock right there. Now we will do the Frosty Towers. Similar to my other builds, you'll be using 4 on each side, where they go down aim down the middle of these two and hit both. The difference is you can actually use a 9th Frosty Tower on this, and I like to put that in the lane where the physical resist enemies will be, because you'll have weaker DPS there. In this case, it's in the middle, so it's not clear cut whether I want it on the left or the right. So in this case, I'm actually going to put it on the left, because if you look, the left is the hard lane on this first wave, so I'm just going to do it that way. If the physical lane had to be on the left, I would have this here in the same spot, but if the physical lane was on the right, you would see this Frosty Tower right here. Now I'm going to switch over to my traps. We'll start with the Elemental Chaos Uber for the physical lane first. So in different than my other builds, I use 3 traps in front of the wall in this kind of triangle pattern, and then 4 running out, just like my other build, with the 4th ending up somewhere in this vicinity. This might even be a little bit far. I'm going to move this back a little bit to deal with the Malthius guys that spawn here. So now we'll come over to this lane, drop the Elemental Chaos Uber for the explosive traps for the magical lane. Once again, 3 in front, and then 4 going out, with the 4th one ending near this bush to get the Malthius mobs. Similarly over here, we can do this. Once again, just do the 3 in this triangle, and then 4 running out, with the 4th one by this blue spot to get the Malthius guys. This leaves you 20 DU left. I always put a trap here with this build to kind of get the enemies that inevitably kind of clump this direction. Frequently it's the dragons and stuff, the javelin throwers, so this actually helps a lot. That's one way that this build is superior than the other build that I typically use. So this is the basic build. As I said, you'll need a DPS Huntress for this, for wave 4 for the air. So you want to use the anti-air spheres for that wave, because if the air gets through, you're pretty much screwed. Similar to other builds, you'll start by upgrading the walls once a piece, and then you look for the hard wall, which we identified was left. We'll upgrade that. That leaves you with 150. Now, when I'm doing this solo, I like to upgrade the Kobold lane next, and that happens to be the physical lane. So this is kind of perfect. I won't be able to do much damage on this lane, and I know that when I'm playing solo, the Kobold lane is going to need a lot of attention. There will be an accompanying video to this where I played this entire map solo, so you'll see how it actually flows and what you need to do, and you'll see that I spend a lot of time repairing this lane in particular. That leaves you with 50 mounted repair. You might need to jump out and get more throughout the wave. I would actually almost guarantee that you will. Do not use sticky nades. Use concussive shot, and then go out and get in the mono so the enemies are stunned when you go out there. If you die, it's a pretty good way to end this map. Another trick you can use if you're having a lot of trouble with leaks. I know that this build leaks. I haven't seen a build on this map that doesn't leak. I saw this on the streamer Nescafe stream. Instead of doing this 9th Frosty Tower, you can put a wall right about here in front of the crystal. The idea is that if something leaks, it'll start attacking this wall over the crystal. Sometimes the grenade throwing enemies in the middle will still throw over and hit the crystal, but if kobolds and stuff come running in, they generally tend to focus this wall. This wall isn't perfect. I don't like using it because it usually means that I'm having a bad day with leaks. Some days there's no leaks and some days there are a ton. So if you're having a lot of trouble with leaks, consider this. And let me know how it works for you. I haven't used it enough to completely say that it's great or worthless, but I know some people like Nez who have had success with it. So that about wraps it up for this video. Make sure to check out my video of me actually playing through this full map solo. If you have any questions or comments, leave them and I'll get back to you.